children of Israel wandering around in the desert, they say, Lord, have mercy. As tough as it was back there in Egypt, it wasn't hard as it was out here in the desert. Maybe we shouldn't have tried this thing. Maybe we should just put up with Pharaoh. In short, the journey was no fun. But this morning, Reverend Neil said, the purpose of the journey is not so you can have fun, but the purpose of the journey is so that you can be challenged to grow. And the only way that you can be challenged to grow is to move you out of your comfort zone. Move you out of what you're used to doing and challenge you to do something that you've never done before. So finally, our traveler does not find jewels, he does not find gold, and he does not find Prince Charming, and he doesn't find Sleeping Beauty. But he does discover a treasure. And that treasure that he discovers is this great inner strength. That treasure is the absolute certain knowledge that God will not only provide the necessary help to get over the mountain, but God will make the journey worthwhile in every way. The Apostle Paul tells us in his letter to the church at Corinth, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love God. What lies on the other side of our own particular mountain is beyond words. The peace and joy that God has prepared for us is boundless. And the only requirement is that we love God as God loves us. As we continue on our individual journeys, as well as our journey as a spiritual community, we push forward to a greater and more rewarding good by embracing change. Now, you see, our method of achieving our greater good cannot be a demand that the world and everyone else in our lives must change. See, the truth is, we don't even have to demand that we change. We simply have to be willing to stop resisting change. See, change is natural and instinctive. It's resistance to change that creates our problems. It's resistance to change that we must move beyond. You see, in reality, change is a call for faith. Because it is only with faith that we can face the unknown with courage and confidence. It is only with faith that we can know and expect that change will lead to our greater good. Only with faith can we be assured that whatever changes show up in our journey, they must ultimately provide us with a new strength and a new determination to achieve our dreams. If we are to be transformed and fulfill our divine purpose, change must become our friend and not our enemy. This morning, let us resolve to replace the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the anxiety of the unknown with faith in God's ultimate and perfect good. Let us become even more willing to embrace a sure and certain faith that changes the path of transformation, restoration, and if you do it right, ultimately celebration. Let us accept those things that we cannot change with courage and strength. Let us embrace our journey of change with God's promise, which is found in Joshua, the first chapter and the fifth verse. And that promise was made to you and I right here where we stand and where we sit. This is God speaking to our hearts, our minds, our souls, our very beings. And God says, I will never leave you or forsake you. Never leave you or forsake you. No matter how rough it looks, no matter how challenging it may be, God promised, I will never leave you or forsake you. Let us thank God for change that leads to our growth as individuals and as a body of believers, not just as a body of believers here at MCCLA, but as a body of believers in every MCC church around the world. As a body of believers that reaches out and embraces all people of faith everywhere, whether their language of faith differs from ours or not. Let us thank God for our victory, even though we have no idea what that victory will ultimately look like, sound like, or be like. The old folks used to have a saying, say, don't wait for the blessing to show up, shout now. See, if I know it's coming, I can shout now. I don't have to wait for evidence. I can shout now. My faith tells me it's certainly coming. I can shout now. See, I'm convinced that no matter what we have to face, when we're willing to anchor our souls, anchor our very being, anchor our faith, anchor our truth, anchor who we truly are in God's infinite and unconditional love, we can embrace and experience change in a way that not only blesses our lives, but it blesses the lives of all of those with whom we come into contact. But you can't start out in chaos. You have to start out anchored in the love of God. Though the storms keep on raging in my life, sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day. Still that hope that lies within is reassured as I keep my mind upon God's word of truth. I know I'll find that place of peace deep down within. But if the storms don't cease, and if the wind keeps blowing in my life, my soul has been anchored in God's love. Though the storms keep on raging in my life, and sometimes it's hard just to tell the night from day, still that hope that lies within is reassured as I keep my mind upon God's word of truth. I know I'll find that place of peace deep down within. But if the storms don't cease, and if the wind keeps blowing in my life, my soul has been anchored in God's love. Yeah. Sometimes in this life we will be tossed, yes we will, by the winds and the currents that can seem so fierce. But in the love of my God, I've got an anchor. Oh yes I do, and it keeps me steadfast and immovable